Hello everyone, this is Our Muse, your place to learn the latest in literature, film, and culture. Tonight on our show, we're going deep into the debate about Herve Guibert's latest novel, To the Friend Who Did Not Save My Life. We have the exclusive you can't get anywhere else. Tonight we'll show you the intimate interviews with high school teachers, high school students, high school guidance counselors, as well as university professors and university students. Guibert's book has been all over the news, and as I'm sure you've heard, there is quite a controversy about whether high schoolers should be exposed to the graphic descriptions of sex, the detailed description of depression, and the so-called glorification of suicide. The novel portrays the last days of Guibert's life as he struggles with the physical and emotional turmoil of AIDS. While the portrayal has been praised as a literary work, it has also raised questions from the secondary schools about appropriateness. First, I'm here with Ms. Christensen, an English teacher at Central High School. Thank you for meeting with me.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Alright, let's talk about the novel a little. I understand that you taught it in your class for the first time this year. Can you tell us a little bit about the reaction you got from students?
Yes, this is the first year that we taught Guibert's novel. The reaction I got from students was mainly appreciation, but also shock and alienation. This was because of the obscene descriptions of sex. Students felt that the obscene description of sex distracted from the overall message of the novel because they were uncomfortable. As a teacher, my responsibility is to my students' education, but also to their comfort.
Alright, some interesting points. Thank you for your time. To learn more about the issues, we now talk to Jaden, who is at Central High School, to talk to the faculty and students about the book.
Would you please share your opinion on how students react to this book?
And honestly, I just don't think high school kids are supposed to read this kind of stuff. And it's not about the concept, homosexuality is fine, but the thoughts provided in that book is very devastating because they pursue, suicidality, and they try to say, well, it's a beautiful thing, and that's not what it's supposed to be faced for high school kids.
High school kids come to you?
Yeah, it's actually been increasing number of the high school kids so far. They come to my office and they start talking to me, and they start complaining about this book and assignments assigned.
What kind of problems do the kids always bring to you?
Like, they say this book make them feel very depressing, and they don't have any motivation to study or to do the class and assignments because their mood is depressed. Because they're still developing in high school, so they're not adults. Like, they don't have a very solid, and it's very relatively easier for them to develop depression, and also it's very easy for them to have any low mood or low productivity, and to be antisocialized during those kind of periods.
Actually, we have one student here in our interview, and his name is Raj. Raj, could you share some of your thoughts and opinion over the book?
I don't really like the book. I think my friends also don't like the book, and some of my friends have complained to the council, but the book's there's also suicidal thoughts, and it makes kids depressed, and that's not good because, well, not only it affects our studies, but it just doesn't make us want to go to school by reading this book. And I would never recommend this book to other kids.
After interview high school teachers, guidance counselor, and high school students, we are wondering how college professors and students think about the book To the Friend Who Did Not Save My Life. We came to the UW Madison and talked to the professor of French literature 209, and here is part of the interview.
Hello everyone, here we have several questions about the book.
Sure.
Why do you choose this book for the class?
I think, first of all, it's kind of an important text historically, since it represents a moment in the AIDS crisis that is now over. But also, I think it's an incredible piece of literature that shows how the power of telling a story affects one's illness, identity, things like that.
Do you have any certain expectation from the student when you choose this book? Because it's kind of different than others.
Yes. I guess I would ask students to read it with an open mind, because the book is sometimes very strange and shocking, and also to understand how the book is structured and put together takes some effort and concentration, I think.
Because we interviewed some high school teacher and high school student, they say like this book making them sometimes feel depressing, and the suicidal thought is really like have like not good effect on them. So what do you think? So what do you think? Like how do they deal with this?
Well, I would hope that that people will recognize that this is a work of literature. It's not necessarily, it's not a true story. It's based on fact and based on a person's experience. But the author wrote the book in part, he wrote it as literature, and that means that he changed reality in order to say certain things about HIV and AIDS, and also about society in a general sense. So I would ask anybody who has a strong emotional reaction to think about that first. And then, well, it's true that if someone were feeling very worried about his sexuality or his HIV status, the book could have a very strong effect on that person. And I hope that person would come and talk to me and discuss the book. Hopefully after I teach the book, they wouldn't feel that way. They'd understand more.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Professor, for providing these helpful tips for reading this controversial novel. Now let's listen to how college students react to this book.
So, you took Trans 209 this year. What did you think of the last book you read, To the Friend Who Did Not Save My Life?
Well, I found the book really thought-provoking, and I thought his perspective of take on the end of someone's life was also really interesting. And while I found the description to be really haunting, at the same time I was glad to be able to see that perspective for the first time. And I understand how some people might be put off by his depression and hopelessness, but at the same time I think it's really important to understand that there are communities that actually do feel this way.
Hello everyone, two professors come from France, come to our program, and let them introduce themselves to you. They will share their opinion and thoughts on the book To the Friend Who Did Not Save My Life.
Bonjour, je suis le professeur Bayrou de l'université La Grève à Paris.
Bonjour, je suis le professeur Estilo de l'université Les Deux Chèvres à Toire.
Le livre peut certainement choquer, mais c'est exactement ce que c'est censé faire. Quand on écrit un livre, on souhaite exprimer une opinion ou éclairer un sujet, et c'est ce que fait ce livre.
Oui, d'un autre côté, ce livre, même en étant choquant, n'a pas besoin d'être écrit d'une manière si offensive. Hein. Il ne faut pas exagérer non plus.
Bon, les détails sont peut-être un peu crus, d'accord, mais c'est le style de l'auteur, et je pense que c'est une partie intégrale de l'ambiance, de l'écriture du livre. Moi, je pense que si c'était écrit autrement, c'est clair que ça perdrait un peu de son esprit, de son âme, et aussi de l'effet que ça a sur les gens.
Oui, mais en même temps, est-ce que vous voulez vraiment prendre le risque de mettre en jeu la santé mentale des étudiants, hein, juste pour faire une déclaration ou ce que vous voulez, hein, d'un côté, je vois ce que vous voulez dire, mais en même temps, est-ce qu'il n'y a pas d'autres types d'œuvres dans la littérature qui sont plus subtiles, par exemple, peut-être, et qui pourraient dire la même chose tout aussi bien, sans pour autant...
Oh, t'as pris qu'une salade, toi? Eh ben on va la payer à part, ta petite salade. Hein? Puis moi, je divise le reste, on préfère pas. On préfère pas. Bon, alors... qu'est-ce que t'as mangé, toi, ce soir? Une salade, on peut savoir laquelle? Alors...
Vous arrivez au resto avec un copain, par exemple. Vous arrivez, le serveur dit bonjour, 2 couverts. Et vous dites non, non, on est 2, mais mon copain il va manger avec ses doigts, c'est pas grave. Bon. Après, bon, parfois, évidemment, c'est le client hein, qui est... Parce que parfois, le client regarde le menu et il dit au garçon il est frais votre poisson? Non, non, il est pourri depuis 3 jours, mais on va essayer de vous le filer quand même. Hein? C'est le jeu. Autrement, vous êtes arrivé à une soirée, vous êtes invité à une soirée et il dit oh, des fleurs!
good with them soft.